Hello, this is Tara with Tara's Mental Calibration. I am going to start posting more podcasts um, when I feel it instead of doing it on a scheduled basis. So I'm going to try my best to start recording when I am going through something in the moment because when I write it down and come back to it, it actually doesn't feel the same or the same passion or the same uh, insight as when I'm actually going through it or thinking about it. Sometimes it's a flashback and I get an epiphany and need to talk about it in that moment. So, disclaimer time, I am not a mental professional. I am going through trauma therapy myself. I have been for the past 4 years. I encourage anybody to go to therapy if you are dealing with any kind of trauma or if you are trying to heal in any way, shape, or form. Go to therapy, it will help. And trigger warning time. What I talk about may irritate you, it may bring out some feelings, it may bring insight that you didn't see before, and it may not feel that great. Use your own discernment as to whether you want to continue listening. Okay, so I have been doing a lot of reflection on my value and what I have surrounded myself with in order to grow. For a lot of years, I have planted myself in the wrong substrate and expected myself to grow and bloom accordingly. And things I have realized that I used to do in the past was blame everything and everybody for why I was where I was. And I had to take some self accountability and say, yes, when I was a child, I could not do anything about it. But after I became an adult, I had to realize what happened to me. Yes, it was wrong. What continued to happen to me, yes, it was wrong. But it is my choice on how I heal. It is my choice on how I redirect myself. And it is my choice as to what moves me forward and what doesn't. All of it is a choice. There are a lot of people who do not agree with me. There could be people who think I'm toxic. There could be people who think I'm not. People may look at me like I'm just a walking ray of sunshine, where other people are like, oh, okay. No matter what, I'm honest. And I'm honest with myself as to where I'm at. And I can rub people the wrong way. People who are on the healing journey, just like I am, some of us are not in the state of accountability just yet. I am. I have worked a long time to get here. And I notice that sometimes I surround myself with people just because they're on a healing journey. I assume that they're also self accountable, which is not always the case. So I recently was thinking about how I was told I was not inspiring. And the person who was discussing this with me, basically their history has been very uninspiring. And I just now looked at the clock, 11:11. Transition time, transformation time. I'm not surprised by that number popping up because I am definitely going through a transformation of knowledge and understanding as to what I keep repeating in my own life. So I had to take a look in that instant. Normally, I would have taken that as it's my problem, it's my fault that they find me uninspiring. I know that I get the label of being boring. I get the label of not being exciting. But then I look at what actually excites these people who find me boring. And normally what inspires them or what excites them is drama. It is a long lifetime of drama, a long lifetime of toxicity. And sometimes these people are looking for somebody who holds a sense of strength about them, where they look for people who has a sense of strength about them that doesn't need anything. There are certain people there that want you to be strong, and they will congratulate you for being strong simply because they do not want to be present in helping you. And it takes a long time to figure that part out, because you go through things, but pay attention to who truly is there for you when you hit your rock bottom. We all have a rock bottom. We all go through things up and down, up and down, up and down. So who is really there for you when you are down? And then pay attention to who gravitates back towards you when you are up. What inspires me is growth. What turns me off is stagnancy. What inspires me is honesty. What turns me off is dishonesty. What inspires me is consistency. What doesn't inspire me is wishy-washiness. And normally it's those types of people that don't inspire me that is looking for me to inspire them. And when I don't do it in the way that they want, in a toxic way, then it's my fault because I don't entertain them the way that they like me to. So I am a very firm believer in it's okay if you want to be a toxic person. It's okay. I look at it like it's okay if you want to be a hoe. It's okay if you want to be abstinent. It's okay if you want to be toxic. It's okay if you want to be a healing person. My whole thing is own what you are. Take a look at what you are, and if you like what you see, then continue doing it. But don't taint other people just because you don't like what you see in the mirror. And you don't want to see them shine. And you don't want to see them grow. And you don't want to see them succeed in ways that you may feel is unattainable. So, with that being said, I have placed myself in a lot of positions where I did feel like it was my fault. I felt like it was my fault that I married a narcissist. I felt like it was my fault that I was treated the way that I was when I was growing up. I felt like it was my fault that nobody loved me for growing and healing. I felt like I hurt them because I chose me. And it took a long time that I'm still fighting with at this present day to realize that it's more than just looking at something and saying, fuck them, right? It's more than just saying, fuck them, fuck that. I would never deal with that. Anybody who says that they would never deal with something obviously has never gone through it with somebody that they love. And it's hard to look at something and be like, I know that you are destroying yourself and you don't even see it. And here I am trying to throw myself in front of the train for you and save you. And It's amazing what happens when you stop doing that. When you remove yourself, you remove your energy from an energy vampire, you can have, like, I'm going to tell you one instant, right? I remember when I was feeling so tired and drained, bags under my eyes. I looked tired every morning. I felt like I was not beautiful. I felt like, and that's when I was looking for my person to find me beautiful. I was looking for them to find me beautiful, but instead I got met with, "You look tired. You got bags under your eyes. Are you sure you're okay?" And hindsight, I was a reflection of the energy they put into me, which was none. They were taking it instead of putting in. So what I realized is that when I stopped throwing myself in front of the train for them, now I noticed that when I was feeling tired, when I was feeling drained, when I was looking tired, when I was looking drained, my body was in pain, my joints. I had a hard time even walking. It hurt. Now, I do have fibromyalgia, I do have arthritis, but when it acts up extra from when I'm not even moving, I'm not even doing shit, that's when I know I have an energy vampire. And I'm looking at my person and they're dressing nice, they're taking time, to take care of themselves and, self-care. There were times that I was so drained and tired that I didn't even want to take a shower because it hurt so bad. And instead of this person understanding it, it's more of a, "Why don't you go do that?" I don't understand how a person can look at another person and not have empathy and not have a connection and knowing that the person standing in front of you is a reflection of what you put into it. It's a reflection of your own energy. When I look at people, like I was looking at this person and I'm like, "You're thriving. You're doing the things that you want to do. You are handling yourself. You are going out here. You're able to move around. You're able to do all this stuff." And this person also had a hard time when it came to mobility. This person had a hard time when it came to their own struggles. But I noticed that whenever they were on an upbeat, I was feeling drained. And there's a reason for that. Pay attention to who is up when you feel down. And if they're not trying to help you pick up, if they want to instead say, "What can I do to help you? Let me do something to help you." Now, this person would do that from time to time, but they weren't consistent with it. And there was never a really good welcoming vibe to it. You know, when somebody is offering you something, but you know they really don't want to, that's the vibe. Pay attention to it. And it's like I had to pay attention to how I felt when they were up and how tired I felt. So when I pulled my energy back, lo and behold, within 20, 30 minutes even, the joint pain went away. I was able to stand up and walk. I was able to get back on my own regimen. I was able to conserve my own energy. And these people don't want you to tell them what it is. They don't want to know. They're too busy looking at who's right, who's wrong, always having to be on defense, always looking for, instead of saying, now keep in mind, for my situation, this person has been through a lifetime of trauma themselves. but has chosen so far the path of destruction versus the path of truly healing. You know, you can be so desperate for peace that you're trying to get it from everybody else instead of making it for yourself, which can be like a narcissistic way of doing things. And looking for supply versus supplying it to yourself. Supplying it to yourself makes you be accountable and be present in your own decisions. And for people that is difficult to be accountable and hold true to your own decision making is going to look for someone to sponge off of. If you're afraid to look at what you need to heal, you're going to expect other people to bring it to you. Now, there are some people who look towards, well, I can supply money, I can supply a home, I can supply a car, I can supply an education. Guess what? You have to supply all of those things because you're not bringing anything of yourself. It's like that person who you see that has a really fucked up personality and they have a brand new car and they always want to bring the car because they need to. So when they're around materialistic people, they're accepted because their materialism is going to bring materialistic people happiness. But when you're dealing with a real person who doesn't care about materialism, they aren't going to give a fuck about what kind of car you drive. They're not going to give a fuck about how much money you have. They're not going to give a fuck about the presents that you put in front of them by love bombing. They're going to look at you and say, what do you have to bring to the table? What do you have to bring to the table when I am at my lowest? What are you going to bring to the table that's not fake, that is truly a part of you, that is consistent? And that's what these people are afraid of, connection. When a person is afraid of connection, it's when in childhood there was not a lot of connective type of energy. And so in adulthood, they learn to be their abuser. And they may not want to be that, but that's what they turn into. And the quality shows in the people they can keep. If they can't keep a healed person, it may take some time to get through it. But if they cannot keep a person on a healing journey, they are either going to take that person off the healing path, that the healing person does not see them for who they are. They're either going to take that person off their path and turn them into a energy zapped zombie and then discard them no matter how many years it takes, or they're just not going to be able to show up in the way that they need to show up. So you can only fake it for so long. You can only fake what you are for so long. And there have been so many times when I have been in a situation, a relationship, where I am now realizing it is hard to hold me down and ground me. When I feel like I'm up and people show up and they're like, see, good for you, you're up. Yeah, but guess what? You weren't there when I was down, so you don't get a part of me of being up. You don't get to share this with me because you did not help build it. And that's the kind of value that takes time in accumulating and knowing that, yes, life has its problems. Life absolutely has its problems. But stick by the people who stick with you. Because no matter what, you may see a person leave you. You may see a person walk away and make it seem like they're having the best life. But they're not learning anything. And it's just going to take time before they're back in the same situation, draining another person, or worse yet, getting drained themselves because they're around toxic people who like to use them. And some people have been used so much that they don't know how to be a leader. They only know how to be a used person. And they don't push themselves to be anything more because it's uncomfortable. So it's just about understanding. It's not about downing anybody. It's just about understanding who they are, who you are, and it's okay for you to heal. It's so hard to not take something personal when somebody comes and says, yeah, I know that you needed me, but this is the reason why I ran away. And I'm just gonna sit with that and I'm gonna, defend it. Because that's what I had to do in the moment. No, what you had to do in the moment was keep it together for your person that needed you, that has been there for you. And it should never have to turn into the fight of, look at everything I've done for you. Look at how I've been there for you. No, it's about you actually taking a look at yourself and saying, you know what? This person wasn't there for me. And they don't have to be there for me. But I want to surround myself with people who want to be there for me, who value me, who sees me and allows me to be who I am as I grow and as I figure things out. I want people to challenge me now. I want people challenging me in a positive way through love. People who are looking out for me and saying, you know what? I want you to grow, so I'm going to challenge you. And it may be a little bit triggering, but here you go. And I'm here for you as you grow. That's the kind of person I am. That's the kind of friend I am. But you have to be that kind of friend back to me in order for us to grow together. It cannot be a one-sided thing where I'm trying to hold it together all the time. And I get rewarded for holding it together all the time. But when I need somebody, there is nobody to be found except my therapist, who I see every week. And she gets paid. So it's more about me holding out for the true people in my life and knowing that it's okay that nobody wants to step into the position. Like if a person is trying to dog me and tells me, I'm not attracted to you, I'm not inspired by you, it's a reflection of themselves, of what they don't bring to the table. And if anybody ever tells you something like that, don't take it personal. Take a look at what usually inspires them and be grateful that you're not that inspires them. It's like I had to learn that a long time ago with my family when I had to look at, why don't they love me? Well, look at what they love and be glad that you're not part of that. And it gives you a whole different outlook. It gives you a whole different outlook of how you can see yourself and love yourself more and thank the universe for not putting you in a situation where you are not valued. So that is it. I'm going to post this right now. And I hope you're having a great day. And I will talk to you soon. Oh, one more thing. If you want to message me, email me, whatever it is, my email is tarasmentalcalibration@gmail.com. All one word, no spaces. And there we go. All right, that's a wrap. Have a good day.